Welcome back, everybody. Adam Solowitz here. Today, we're going to be talking what's in my knife kit. Essential tools to have in your kit. Basically, a kitchen EDC. So let's take a look at what I have in my knife kit. Oh boy. Yes, it's a toolbox. I carry a toolbox. We're not gonna go over everything that's in here, but we are gonna take a look at what I think are the most essential tools in my kit and things that I use on a daily basis in a professional kitchen, even at home right now in quarantine while we film the quarantine cookbook series. So let's get to this. Let's go over what I'm calling a kitchen EDC, or everyday carry. Kind of cool, right? Kitchen everyday carry, chef everyday carry. Yeah, I think it's cool. So my wife is behind the camera giving me a really weird look right now, but that's okay. I like to geek out on this stuff. I love kitchen kit. There's so many types of tools out there, but what really matters is that you have the right tool for the job. No matter what kitchen you walk into, you should always be prepared and have the right tools. And that's basically what we're gonna go over today. I know I showed you a giant toolbox to begin with, but let's go over what I actually carry on my person, and that is a thermometer. So first and foremost, I carry a thermometer. Right now I have a digital thermometer, but it doesn't have to be digital, it could be an analog, but these come in handy. Why? Because you need to take temperatures of your product. You need to make sure that your product is holding at the correct temperature, and that you're cooking product to the correct temperature. So a thermometer is a must. Now with that is a Sharpie. I always have a Sharpie on me. What is a Sharpie good for? Well, writing, right? But labeling and dating. So that is key in any kitchen. So I always have a Sharpie and a thermometer on me. Next, so the fun stuff. Chef knife. So right now, as you've probably seen in my videos, I am using a Miyabi birch wood Sentoku chef knife. And I've been using this guy for about 6 months now, and I am absolutely in love with it. It's lightweight, it's not huge, right? And it gets the job done with most tasks. So I love this guy. It is kind of pricey, but you kind of get what you pay for, but it's a great knife. Now, I'm also a fan of the 10-inch chef's knife. This one happens to be a Hinkle. I've had this sucker for years. This thing is probably over 10 years old, and it's still going strong, still holds a great edge, and I absolutely love it. Great knife, and 10-inch chef knife, and a chef's knife is a do-it-all knife. I find most tasks can get done with either one of my chef's knives. Next is a bread knife. Always have to have a bread knife. If you ever tried cutting bread with a chef's knife, it can be done, but it ruins the bread. You should always have a bread knife because it cuts right through like butter or like bread. Next is you never know when you're gonna need to butcher something. So like I said, a chef's knife gets the job done with most things, but you should always have a fillet knife on you. This thing is great whether you're cutting meat, fish, it doesn't matter what the task is when butchering, but always have a fillet knife. Now, with any knives, you have to make sure that they're sharp. So you should always have a steel or a honer. Now, the misconception with a steel is that they're used for sharpening knives. These are not used for sharpening knives. What these are used for is honing a knife. Every time you use a knife, it causes imperfections in the blade of the knife. So what a honer does, it hones the blade straight. So you get more of a straight edge, because every time you start using a knife, like I said, it causes imperfections. So that's what the honer is used for, not for sharpening, but for honing. So I have a steel one here, and then I have a ceramic one. I prefer to use a ceramic one. I've had this one for years, as you can tell, it's broken, but it still works, gets the job done. And with a ceramic honer, it causes less wear and tear on the knife. It's a little softer on the blade, and in my opinion, helps the blade stay sharper longer. Next, scissors. Always have scissors. I love scissors. Or shears. These are great. I use these if I'm working on a fish. As you probably saw in my Schooner Bay salmon video, I use these to take the fins off the fish. Not just that, I mean, there's things that you have to cut in the kitchen and they come in handy. And even sometimes if you're working on product, like say if you're making chicken nuggets or something and you cut the chicken tenders into strips and you just cut them. It's a lot easier and it can be a lot faster sometimes. So kitchen shears or scissors are a must. A peeler, should always have a peeler. And I recommend these little cheapy peelers. I see a lot of people with these like fancy peelers, but these little guys right here, they're like a couple bucks on Amazon. Absolutely wonderful. And they do the job fantastic. They're easy to use and you peel away. Should always have a peeler on you because you never know what kind of vegetable prep you're doing. If you're peeling potatoes, carrots, anything of that nature, peeler always comes in handy. Next, one of my other favorite tools, a fish spatula. And I just don't use this for fish. I use this for a lot of different things. Fish, meat, you name it, I love it. And it also has this little bevel, so it really helps you get under that product. Amazing, should always have one of these. Next, metal tongs. When you're cooking on a line, or sauteing, or maybe grilling or searing, tongs come in handy, right? Because you don't want to use your hand because the product's hot. So this kind of acts an extension of your hand. So whether you're sauteing and you need to pick something up, spaghetti or pasta, you can twirl it around, right? If you're grilling something, carne asada or some type of meat, boom, boom. So these are great, especially if you're working on a hot line. This really becomes an extension of your hand. So great piece of kit, should always have one. Now with that is a metal spatula. So I got this giant bad boy. And I have this giant bad boy because I work in a hotel and we have a huge banquet department. So sometimes we're searing off hundreds of pounds of protein. If you're searing off burgers, chicken, fish, and you're doing hundreds of pieces, well, guess what? Instead of doing one at a time, this bad boy will sometimes hold maybe 3 or 4 pieces of product at one time, which will help you get the job done faster. So I always have a large spatula, metal spatula in my kit. Next is a high heat rubber spatula, stirring in a bowl so it helps scrape the ends of the bowls. And then if you're dumping product, say from a bowl into your pan, a rubber spatula works perfect. So I always recommend a high heat rubber spatula. Great addition to your kit. And a microplane. And you might be asking, what the heck is a microplane? Well, it's a zester, basically. Just take an orange, lemon, and just zest the zest. You can do cheese, you can do truffles, again, any type of citrus. So I always highly recommend a microplane because you never know when you're gonna need it. So, microplane. And last but not least, because I don't want you guys to call me out on it since I just posted a video last week about it, a spoon. Should always have a spoon. Now, like I said, I always typically carry a metal spoon on me, whether it be in my apron or my jacket pocket, whether it be a metal spoon or a plastic spoon, but you should always have a spoon on you because you never know when this bad boy is gonna come in handy. All right, there we have it. Essential items to keep in your knife kit. Kitchen EDC is what I'm calling it. We reviewed all the items that I always keep in my knife kit, whether I be in my own kitchen or if I'm going into another kitchen to help out others. You'll be able to find each piece of kit that I mentioned in this video. It's gonna be in the description and I'll post links. So if you like something that you see, you'll be able to check it out. I hope you found this video interesting, enlightening, and let's see what you guys have in your knife kit. I'm really interested to see, so leave a comment in the comment section. And I'm really curious if you have some of these items or other items that you find essential to keep in your kitchen EDC. If you like this video, find that red button that says subscribe on it, press that. Press it now, because you'll be able to tune in every week for new kitchen tips and tricks and recipes. My name is Adam Solowitz, and as always, eat well.